Good. My magic switch didn't work. Well, good evening, everyone. The time is now 7:30 on this December 6th, and this meeting of the City Council is hereby called to order. Would you all please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the clerk please call roll?
McHale.
Here.
Budmats.
Present.
O'Brien is absent. Veneziano.
Here.
Bessesi.
Here.
Reyes.
Here.
Sonoyka.
Here.
With 6 present and 1 absent, there is a quorum this evening. Therefore, let it be known that the following proceeding is being recorded for current and future broadcast, which can be found on the city's cable television channel or other social media platforms. Looks like the first order of business is to approve minutes from previous meetings. And we have 2 sets of minutes to approve tonight. The first is from a committee of the whole on November 15th, 2022. Is there a motion to approve this set of minutes?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Thank you, Alderman Bessesi, for the second. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions to this set of minutes? Okay, seeing none, the question is, shall the minutes be approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. Moving on to the second set of minutes for a city council meeting on November 22nd. Is there a motion to approve this set of minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Is there a second? Thank you, Alderman Budmats, for the second. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions to this set of minutes? Seeing none, the question is, shall the minutes be approved? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. Are there any ward reports this evening? Okay, seeing no ward reports, we do have a couple signatures on the sign-in sheet, so we will open the floor to the public for 20 minutes. However, before doing so, I will read a couple rules per the policies of opening the floor to the public. Each person addressing the City Council shall state their name for the record. Each person shall be granted no more than 5 minutes of the allotted 20 minutes in order to address the City Council. Questions and/or commentary shall be limited to city business. Comments supporting or opposing a nominated person's candidacy for elective office of the city shall be out of order. Commentary shall be directed to the presiding officer unless the presiding officer permits the individual to address the council members or other city officers present. Discussion shall take place in a professional manner which displays mutual respect, and of course, profanity shall not be used in any form. With that said, the first name on the sign-in sheet is Kevin Hertigan.
My name is Kevin Hertigan, and I'm living at 3001 Brookview Lane. I actually lived there since 1964. I appreciate you sparing me. So the reason for my speaking is I want to encourage you not to adopt the ordinance regarding the Sunset and Brookview sanitary situation, sewer installation. And the reason for that is a number of things here. So first of all, when this area was annexed into Rolling Meadows, there was an annexation agreement written, and it specifically says the city has the right to install a sanitary sewer at its own expense. It does not say anything about recovery. The second reason is in January 2019, Rolling Meadows did a survey of the residents in the area, and it's posted on page 22 of the January 19 Committee of the Whole minutes. And we don't have time to read them all, but a few of the survey comments I will read. I will prefer the city to fund 100% of this improvement and residents pay the $7,000 connection fee. I do not support paying $7,000 connection fee and 50% public improvement cost. As was pointed out at the town hall meeting, other residents in the area were not required to pay the connection fee. We are only interested in paying for the private improvements and connection fee. The city should pay for all public improvements without any cost recovered from homeowners. The city should not be trying to recover the $735,000 public improvements from the homeowners. That was in January of 2019. The city went ahead anyways, and according to the 2021 City Council meeting, Resolution 21R-47 on page 93 says the funding associated with this project comes from the utilities fund. The city benefited very favorable pricing received on a couple other projects. The project has been completed. The savings realized from that project are more than sufficient. So my question is, why are the residents being asked to fund the capital expenses that they did not want to pay for and did not vote for? Very few are going to connect once they understand that this is going to be a $40,000 to $60,000 bill for every resident. So I'm asking you not to approve that ordinance.
Thank you. The next name on the list is Mark Rogers.
Good evening. My name is Mark Rogers. I'm from Liston and Santillis at 33 North LaSalle. And I'm here on behalf of both ATS at 5655 Meadowbrook and Pacifica at 1460 Gulf. We had members of the team here. I just wanted to introduce myself, and if you guys had any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, sir. So Mark is here for items J, K, and L. Should any member of the council have questions, we can choose to deviate and open the floor at that time. Thank you, sir. Okay, now that we've completed the signatures on the sign-in sheet for public comment, we will move on with items pending. We have line item A, ordinance number 22-54, is to amend section 122-3631 of the zoning code and section 78-27 of the city code in order to reduce the number of members of the Planning and Zoning Commission for the city of Rolling Meadows. Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Thank you, Alderman McHale, for the second. Is there any discussion on this item? Seeing none. Alderman Bessetti?
Yeah, I'm not in favor of reducing the number, and I'll just be voting no.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion on this matter? If not, then I will ask that the clerk call the roll for the question, will the ordinance be adopted?
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
No.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Bessesi.
No.
Reyes.
Yes.
Sonoyka.
Yes.
With 4 in favor and 2 opposed, this ordinance is adopted. This brings us to line item B, ordinance number 22-55, and it's the approval of the City of Rolling Meadows compensation plan for fiscal year 2023. Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Reyes, for the second. Is there any discussion on this ordinance? Seeing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Bud Matts.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Bessesi.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Sonoyka.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance is adopted. The next item on our agenda are the consent ordinances in for first reading. This consists of 3 items, and those are items C through E, or C, D, and E. Does any alderman wish to remove an item or items from the consent agenda for ordinances? Alderman McHale?
E.
E. Any other items that wish to be removed? Okay, seeing no further items, the chair declares it in order for one motion to consider the two ordinances in a single motion without debate. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Veneziano, for the second. Beginning with line item C, ordinance number 22-00 is to adopt salary increases for certain employees of the City of Rolling Meadows not subject to collective bargaining agreements. This ordinance, if moved to second reading, is a cost of living increase in salary for non-union employees of a 3% increase effective January 1st, 2023. Line item D, ordinance number 22-00, amend Chapter 106, Traffic and Vehicles, Section 106-18A, parking prohibited in specific places of the Code of Ordinances, prohibit parking on Meadow Drive and Barker Avenue on school days. This ordinance, if moved to second reading, will establish additional parking restrictions on Meadow Drive and Barker. Additional restrictions on Barker Avenue will prevent parking for the east side of the street on school days from 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., starting from the intersection of Algonquin Road and Barker Avenue to a distance of 430 feet. The question is, shall the two ordinances be moved forward for second reading? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Veneziano.
Yes.
Bessesi.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Sonoyka.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, the ordinance is moved forward for second reading. This brings us back to ordinance line item E, ordinance number 22-00 at this time is to approve establishing and assessing a connection charge for Phase 1 of Brookview Sunset Sanitary Sewer Improvements. This ordinance, if moved to second reading, establishes the ability for the city to recoup a portion of the total construction costs paid by the city for Phase 1. Is there a motion to move this forward for second reading?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Veneziano, for the second. Alderman McHale, you had asked to pull this, so you're up for first comments.
Yeah, I would just like maybe Director Charlton or Grosskopf to address the annexation agreement that we've had many conversations with the neighbors in the Sunset Brookview project area, and just from what I recall, the annexation agreement expired in 2011, but if you could just speak a little bit more to that so council's aware of what that entails. Thank you.
Yes, the annexation agreement was approved in December of 2001, so by state statutes, it runs for 20 years, which would be 2011.
Okay, so I just wanted that to be addressed. And then, again, we've gone back and forth with, special service financing. There's been a lot of discussion with the residents. I do believe that this is the best thing for the city. So I will be voting in favor of that this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman McHale. Any other comments for discussion on this ordinance? Okay. Seeing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be moved forward for second reading? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Veneziano.
Yes.
Bessesi.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Sonoyka.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance does move forward for second reading. This brings us on to new business, and we have a motion to approve payment of bills on warrant for December 6th of 2022. Is there a motion to approve the warrant?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman McHale, for the second. Is there any discussion on the bills on warrant? Okay, seeing none, the question is, shall the warrant be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Bessesi.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Sonoyka.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, the warrant is approved. That brings us to a next item on the agenda, which are the consent resolutions, and this consists of 6 items, and those are items G through L. Does any alderman wish to remove any items from the consent agenda for resolutions? Okay. Seeing none, the chair declares it in order for one motion to consider the 6 resolutions in a single motion without debate. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sunoika. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Reyes, for the second. Beginning with line item G, resolution number 22-R-107 is to award a contract for traffic signal maintenance and annual emergency vehicle preemption inspections for 2023. This resolution, if adopted, would authorize the approval of a traffic signal and emergency vehicle preemption system, Opticon, maintenance contract for 2023 at a cost of $20,615.04. Line item H, resolution number 22-R-108 is to award a contract to Mead Electric for a repair to the traffic signal located at Rowling and Kirchhoff Road in a not-to-exceed amount of $15,033. This resolution, if adopted, would authorize the retroactive approval of the traffic signal repair located at the intersection of Rowling and Kirchhoff Road due to a traffic accident at a not-to-exceed expense cost of $15,033. Line item I, resolution number 22-R-109, authorize the purchase of a 2023 Elgin Regen X street sweeper from Standard Equipment Company in an amount of $307,314.32. This resolution, if adopted, would authorize the purchase of a new model year 2023 Elgin Regen X street sweeper to ensure a fiscal year 2023 delivery for the Public Works Department. Line item J, resolution number 22-R-110 is to authorize the support of a Cook County 6B classification tax incentive renewal for properties located at 5655 Meadowbrook Drive as ATS Automation USA Holdings, Inc. This resolution, if adopted, would recommend to Cook County approval of a Cook County 6B classification incentive renewal for a property located at 5655 Meadowbrook Drive. Line item K, a resolution number 22-R-111, is to authorize designating an area as blighted and in need of renewal for property located at 1460-70 Gulf Road, Pacifica Rolling Meadows, LLC. This resolution, if adopted, would establish a declaration of blight for the property located at 1460-70 Gulf Road. The approval of this blight designation is required in order to allow for the City Council to vote on a separate resolution in support of Cook County Class 7B incentive for the property. Next, line item L, resolution number 22-R-112 is to authorize the support of a Cook County 7B classification tax incentive for the property located at 1460-70 Gulf Road, Pacifica Rolling Meadows, LLC. This resolution, if adopted, would recommend to Cook County their approval of a Cook County 7B classification incentive for a property located at 1460-70 Gulf Road. The question is, shall the 6 resolutions be adopted? And will the clerk please call the roll?
Reyes.
Yes.
Sunoika.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Bessesi.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, the resolutions are adopted. This brings the council to other business and reports. I do not have any appointments, nor do I have proclamations. Does the city clerk have anything to report?
No, not tonight.
Thank you. Then this will move us along to city staff reports. And beginning with the city staff reports, we have community items of interest, and for this, we'll defer to Manager Sabo.
Thank you, Mayor Gallo. Good evening. The 2022 U.S. Marine Corps Toys for Tots collection runs through December 16th. New unwrapped toys can be donated to local families by dropping off at Rolling Meadows City Hall, 3600 Kirchhoff Road, and at the Rolling Meadows Library, 3110 Martin Lane. Save a life and consider giving blood on Thursday, December 22nd from 1 to 7 p.m. here at City Hall, 3600 Kirchhoff Road. Appointments are recommended and donors can register at www.vitalant.org or by calling 877-258-4825. That's all for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Manager Sabo. And that'll bring us on to the second item, which are new businesses on the report for November. And for this, we'll defer to our business advocate, Martha Corner. Martha?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm pleased to announce 2 new food establishments in Rolling Meadows, Shelby's Cafe and Plum Grove Road Shopping Center, and not on your list is the newly opened Melts Bar and Grill in the former Asian Tokyo location at 1655 West Algonquin Road. So stop in and try a gourmet grilled sandwich. Thank you.
Nice, thank you. Moving on to the third item on our city staff reports, we will circle back to Manager Sabo for the December 13th Committee of the Whole draft agenda.
Thank you. The draft agenda is included in the agenda packet. A couple items of note on this upcoming Committee of the Whole includes a presentation of the city's citizen self-service portal related to our e-permitting as we transition to some more digital approaches in our community development department. Additionally, we'll have a discussion and review of the city's community development review approach and philosophies and seek the council's input and feedback into our approaches. One additional item which wasn't included on the draft agenda but will be added is a quick discussion on a recommendation from staff to modify the city's deductible amount with our liability insurance pool and seeking council's consensus to move forward with that recommendation. Those three items are the scheduled items for the Committee of the Whole. The draft agenda, as I mentioned, is in the packet and will be posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act.
Thank you, Manager Sabo. Looking forward to those conversations, and just keep this ball rolling with the draft agenda for the City Council meeting on December 20th.
Thank you. So for the December 20th meeting, again, the draft agenda is included in the packet. A few items of note will include a ordinance that will amend the city's restaurant and retail incentive programs, as well as the creation of a curb appeal incentive program based on a recommendation coming out of the Economic Development Committee, as well as comprehensive codification amendments based on a review by our city codifier and the city attorney. Under resolutions, a few items of note include our annual maintenance agreement with Tyler, which is our enterprise resource planning software, ERP, as well as a recommendation to approve a utility rate study being performed by Baxter and Woodman, taking a look at our water utility system, in part along with a water system study that is ongoing. The agenda will be posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act and may change before its formal posting, but it is in the packet this evening as a draft. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. This will move us on to matters that are not on this evening's agenda. Are there any matters? Alderman Bezesi.
Yes, I'd like to thank Public Works for all their decorating and everything for the tree lighting. It's a good event. Good feedback and everything as well. So you just need to do something about making it a little bit warmer. But with that, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Alderman Bezesi. Any other matters not on this evening's agenda? Alderman McHale?
I'll piggyback on that and say thank you to all of the people from the Community Events Foundation that were out there in the very cold weather decorating and helping with all of that and breaking it all down. And Lori Cizak, who was instrumental in putting it all together. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman McHale. You know, this is the one time that I held my event acknowledgements from Mayor's report to matters not on the agenda because I figured it was better suited for like a matter not on the agenda than a mayoral report. And you guys both commented and complimented, so there's not much else for me to say other than it's the holiday tree lighting. It's one of the events that my family and I look forward to every year. It's only gotten better each year that it's gone on. I hear a lot from residents about their enjoyment of it. They're taking their children on the horse carriage is a highlight for a lot of them. The hot chocolate is always something that people will stand in line for, and the line moved a lot more swiftly this year. And so it's always good to see that we make those improvements, but each year I don't think we could do any better because they're equally as enjoyable. But thank you to everybody who did make that event possible. Appreciate it. Any other matters not on this evening's agenda? If not, then I will look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Sonoyka. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. And that was from Alderman Veneziano. Thank you. Is there any discussion on this motion to adjourn? Then if not, I'll ask all those in favor to say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The ayes have it. This meeting's adjourned. Have a good night.